Tell us about your first car.
If I remember correctly, my first car was one that I shared with my brother David. Ben had a Fiat, a green convertible Fiat. And David had bought a American Motors Gremlin, which I still think is the greatest car ever made. But he had wrecked it or something. And he and I were in college. I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. And we were going to go in together and buy a car to have up there in the Chicagoland area where we were living. And we went to a dealership, my dad went with us, and we picked out the car we wanted, but he didn't think it was the best car for us. So he picked out what was an old Volkswagen station wagon. And would you believe it broke down before we drove it off the car lot? It literally broke down. They had to take it back into the garage and fix it before we could drive away with it. We had to come back the next day and pick it up. The heater was broken. There we are in Chicago with temperatures with the wind getting 20, 30 degrees below zero, freezing. It eventually was wrecked. My dad felt guilty about it. He said it was your car and your money and I made you buy a lemon, so he gave us each a car. He was going into heart surgery and didn't think he was going to live. He had a little subcompact car, I don't remember what it was, and a brand new Chrysler New Yorker, which is now called an LS or LHS. And he said, David, you're the oldest, so I'm going to let you choose. And David chose that little bitty subcompact car so that I could have the big Chrysler. And I loved him to death for that. And so that became the first car I ever had on my own. Big deal.